Hi, I'm Bran, and I love Hallmark movies.
Hi, I'm Dan. I despise Hallmark movies.
And I'm Andrew Walker, and I'm in Hallmark movies.
And this is the Deck the Hallmark Podcast.
Deck the Hallmark, it's his podcast.
Brandon and friends host this podcast.
We hope you like this jolly podcast.
Oh, boy. Big day,
It's
Brand.
a big day. It's a good day.
Yeah, it is.
It's a really good day. I've been in a good mood all day knowing that I'm going to get
Yeah.
to catch up with my buddy Andrew Walker.
Legitimate friend of the pod, Andrew W.
Boys.
Walker.
Andrew W. Walker.
That's right.
Boys. Yeah, there was an Andrew Walker already in SAG, and I got in a lot of trouble at the very beginning using just the Andrew Walker, so I had to throw the W in there
Andrew
back
W.
in 2002. But then the W just left about 5-6 years ago. I just stopped using the W.
I hear
Threw
ya.
caution to the wind.
And you
Man.
just
I was like,
you
come
can't get in trouble
bold.
anymore.
Come get me now.
Wow.
Bold.
Can't get me now.
Andrew,
Well, where's
we-
the other Andrew though? What happened to him? Is he still sagging? I don't know if that's how you say that.
I don't know if he's.
Sagging. Is he still sagging?
I don't think he's sagging.
I think once you sag, you always sag.
Yeah, you said it, brother.
Once you sag, you never
sag,
go back.
Sag. Never go back.
Andrew, buddy, we've been talking with you since 2018, almost 7 years.
Wow.
And if you're watching on philo.tv/DTH, how do you look younger now than you did then?
Yeah,
I'm
what's up
not
with that?
doing a bit here. I know you got a skincare thing. I know that you can advertise it.
That's not a layup.
I'm not doing a bit here. I'm not trying to set you up. What are you doing? Because it flies in the face of everything we know about science.
Is this when we run the?
You
the
can run
Steve
it.
Mason ad?
Yeah, this is when we do it.
Hey, bring in the stuff.
If we had the
Brian.
budget.
Brian, bring in the
This is when we-
stuff. We'll put it on screen. How about
Yeah.
this?
Look at this. Would you
Boys.
Would you look
Yes.
at that? There it is. Very good. There you go. Go bees.
What's
Yeah, go
happening
bees.
right now with this? Okay, so
There it
that's
is.
Skin
All right.
Mason.
So this is, and wasn't trying to do an ad, but you sent us some Skin Mason scrub and moisturizer, and it's literally,
Yeah.
as someone that's never had a skin care routine in their life,
Yeah.
it's so easy. I do it.
But I will say, the shrewd
Um,
businessman that Andrew Walker is, he sent us number 1 and number 3.
That's
He
right.
did not send us 2. He said, boys,
He
you're
said
on your
no.
own for 2.
That's right. He said,
Yeah, you're on your own for
He's
2.
shrewd.
You're gonna have to experience 2 on your own.
Is
Yeah.
this it, though? Is this the
This is
secret?
it. This is it, guys. So essentially, I don't like watching my face at night. I don't like wetting my face. And so when we had this idea, it was actually 3 years ago. I was in Vancouver, and I befriended this doctor up here, this heart and lung surgeon, and we started just like rapping about my juice business and how he's always wanted to start a skincare line. And we went for dinner like a few months later, and he's like, "Why don't we do this?" And so he found out that I'd sold the juice business, and I was like, "Look, man, I have some ideas. I hate washing my face at the end of a work day, long day. So why don't anyway, we scoured the U.S. for formulators, and we came across this formulator who they do SkinCeuticals. They had created SkinCeuticals, which is like a really high end science-based skincare brand who's sold to L'Oreal. And we use some of their base formulas, and we have taken ingredients out, added our own ingredients. And what you have in your hand right there is a wipe that is a deep cleansing,
Let's do a demonstration.
collagen building wipe.
okay. Yeah.
And this has a peptide in it that actually eliminates the bacteria that forms acne over time. So
Dude.
it's really, really great. It's great for adolescents. It's
Okay.
amazing for so we were actually coming up with an idea where like maybe fathers and like their teenage sons do it together. But then a lot of women started stealing their husband's skincare. Like Cassandra, my
Oh.
wife, she uses my skincare. Yeah, there we go. Look how simple that is. Brand, look
Yeah.
at you.
That's
You're
right.
just getting brighter by the second. And then the moisturizer, which is not really, we call it a moisturizer, but it's actually a 3-in-1 bioactive cream. So there's 3 ingredients in there
3-in-1 bioactive.
that rejuvenate your skin. And our products, they should actually be about 3 times the amount that they sell for.
Well, how do I do this? What's happening?
I don't know.
Oh, there
but
it is.
There it is.
Okay.
You got
Oh,
it.
keep-
Set a little,
Yeah,
prime
you
the
gotta
pump a little
give
bit.
it. You gotta prime it. You gotta prime the
prime
pump a
that
little
pump,
bit. Yeah.
everybody.
Prime the pump.
I do
Yeah.
a little.
This is
ha,
really good
a little
stuff.
ha, a little ha, and then I just ha.
Dude, you look,
ha.
wow. You
Wow.
look younger already, Brand.
That was generous. That was generous too.
I'm
Brandon.
a
You don't
generous
need
boy.
that
You don't
much.
need that much. I
No.
don't think.
Well,
yeah.
I don't
You
have
don't
the
even need
two.
that much.
I didn't get the 2 sent to me, so I just
Yeah.
double up on the 3. I figured that's
Man, it's
probably
good
the way to go
stuff,
about it.
though.
And
And
then look at me
clearly,
now.
it's
Thank you very much,
so
guys.
This is really what you do. Yeah, in the evenings. This is not something you're just
This is.
pitching. Like you're doing this.
I'm doing this. I'm doing this. We have a small but mighty team. We took a big leap of faith on a couple young guys who do our marketing and our operations, and which is something that we didn't really do when we started our juice business. It was basically my wife and I that were on the grind every day. But
Yeah.
I-
Going to
this
Juice
business is
Con,
amazing.
etc.
It's online, man.
But Andrew,
It's
bro,
yeah.
you Little West, you got Skin Mason, and then since 22, you've been the lead in 13 Hallmark productions.
Oh my gosh, is that true?
Is that what it is?
Yes.
22?
Since 2022,
Name them.
Curious Cater Dying for Chocolate, Maple Valley Christmas, Three Wise Men and a Baby, Curious Cater Grilling Season, Safari Romance, Curious Cater Fatal Vows, Christmas Island, Curious Cater Foiled Plans, For Love and Honey, Curious Cater Forbidden Fruit, Jingle Bell Run, Three Wiser Men and a Boy, The Reluctant Royal. 13
Wow.
Hallmark productions as the lead, 1 or 2 on the call sheet. And you're running 2 businesses. Dude,
Wow.
when do you sleep?
Don't give me too much credit, man. It's no. I mean, I don't really run these businesses. And also, the juice business is sold.
That's true. He
The
doesn't
juice
even
business
touch
is
it.
That's
sold.
right. He just is counting
The-
that money now.
The skincare business. That's your juice money, baby. That's that juice money.
That's amazing.
Uh,
That 13 movies is
look-
crazy, though.
I got orchids now. I can buy orchids.
He can buy
Dude, he's
orchid,
got
he's
all that
got
juice
orchid
money, yeah.
money. Oh my
Orchid
god,
money.
All
it's
right.
unbelievable.
No. I gotta. With the skincare brand, especially, there was a really great team, and it's so tough though, man. I don't even, honestly. Sometimes I wonder why I did this to myself again, but the bottom line is juice was something that helped people, and we saw people transform themselves drinking the juice, and we did a lot of juice that was like more alternative based, like E3 Live and spirulina and things you wouldn't normally juice. And in the skincare line, we're seeing people transform themselves it takes 2 weeks with this brand. Honestly, you're going to see like a difference in your face and how clean your skin is, evening out your skin tone. So it's cool to do brands that are making people feel their best, and bringing a little more confidence to people that need to maybe.
But like,
and then 13 movies on the
13
side.
movies is a lot.
13 movies.
13's a lot.
That's crazy.
But you
It's all
strike me-
downhill from here, guys.
I have obviously known you now for almost 7 years, and I don't know if you've ever said no to me. Like, anytime I ask you for something, you're like, yes.
That's crazy. What a guy.
Or do you ever say no to things?
No, he says yes to drugs. He says yes to every. Andrew Walker's a say yes to drugs campaign. You didn't know?
That's it.
That's it. That's my thing.
You're always doing stuff.
But like in some of these movies, you're traveling. I mean, like I'm pretty sure For Love and Honey was filmed overseas, and
Malta.
Safari Romance overseas. Christmas Island, was that overseas, or is that here in
That
Canada?
was in Canada.
Okay.
That was in New Brunswick.
So you're traveling some to do this, and you're doing
That was during the strike. That was during the strike as well. So that was really that kind of flew under the radar, and I was so fortunate. I was in the East Coast when this came around, and I think it was like one of 2 movies in 9 months that I had done. So it was.
I mean, I want to talk to you about all of these.
and they knew
like,
about your willingness to cross the picket lines, and they were like, Andrew's our guy.
Yeah, exactly. This was before that agreement happened. By the way.
Yeah.
Andrew's out here outing
This is
himself.
before the
Talking to,
WGAN.
drug addict scab Andrew Walker on the pod today.
Hey.
I do want to. The first thing I want to talk to you about is Curious Cater, though, because first of all, you and Nikki had done movies together beforehand. We've not talked.
You won
to
Deckies for being good kissers.
Yeah, you clearly are great at this. you guys have done a lot for Hallmark. I know at one time, I would assume with 13 and 4 years, it's still the case. You've been in more Hallmark films as the leading man than anybody else. I don't know if that's true or not. I usually tell people that if it's not, he's not the first, he's got to be near the top. Nikki is a Hallmark vet. It would have been very easy on your names alone to show up for Curious Caterer and just kind of go, we can do the same movie over and over again and people will watch it. And they would have watched it. But knowing you and knowing Nikki, you guys grind, you work hard. All of these movies are different. Like, these are movies that I look forward to. Foiled Plans, fantastic. Forbidden Fruit had like a Miami Vice vibe to it. You're making stylistic choices that make them their own, each their own little like fun mystery vignette. Was that like, you guys really, like, I guess what I'm saying is that at this point in your career, it would have been easy to just go, I want to do a mystery wheel because it's easy money and I can shoot 3 or 4 at once. But all of these seem to have a vibe that's carefully curated. How much are you and Nikki involved in that?
Okay, so yeah, no, honestly, Nikki and I, when we sat down, when we first got the script for Curious Caterer, we were like, we don't want to bring viewers just another Nikki DeLoach, Andrew Walker movie. So we played against all of our natural instincts and also like what people would expect going into one of these movies. It's just going to be a fast track to Nikki and Andrew getting together and making it kind of this like sweet style bubblegummy mystery wheel, so we knew that it was a bit of a gritty one when we read the script, and we were like, how much can we push this and how far can I take it, with my character being the standoffish recluse guy that he is. And so that's what we did. And honestly, we took it so far that people in Curious Caterer 3, they were saying that they wouldn't come back to watch a 4th if they didn't start seeing the love story progress. And so look, and giving the producers and the writers credit, yeah, it's all based around a novel series, but they are constantly trying to evolve, and they as if you know anything about the book series that are adapted to screenplays, they might use 20% of what the book series is, and that's what they've done in Curious Caterer. And these writers that they've hired to commission to write these scripts have done a great job in making them different and exciting to watch, and stylizing them. And each movie is stylized. We had different director in the first one as compared to the second and the third, and then they brought in a new director for the 4th and the 5th. So it's they're exciting. I hope that we get to do more this year. Who knows? I don't know what's going on with Curious Caterer just yet, but I know that viewers have responded well to them, and I love Tom Schultz, and working with Nikki is just a dream come true. We could do these for the rest of our life and be happy, and it kind of just like it gives me every aspect of a role that I want to play that is still in this world that I love doing movies in, so.
Do you have a favorite one in the series of the was it 5 that you've done so far?
I think which is the one that was the ball, the masquerade ball, the 4th.
Yes.
Is that Foiled Plans or Forbidden Fruit?
Foiled Plans.
Foiled Plans is a good one. Yeah.
You know it by the title. He knows about what happened. That's interesting.
Yeah. I just think even like the 5th one, like completely stylistically different. You got a crazy haircut for you, like a out of the box haircut,
which I loved. I told you
you really liked Daybrand?
Yes, I texted you and I said I really like your hair.
Yeah. It was only you.
I saw the comments, Andrew. I know. I had to come to I had to let you know, like, hey, man, you did it, and I like it.
You are the Hallmark leading guy, Andrew. So if you change something like your haircut that drastically, you had to know you were going to get some pushback, right?
Well, there's something going on when I FaceTime my wife on day 3 of shooting the movie, and she's like, "Oh, you're seriously keeping your hair like that?" and I'm like, "No, Cassandra, I'm 3 days into shooting. This is my hair now."
This is my hair. Because I came off of Jingle Bell Run and she thought it was just going to be like a one-off with Jingle Bell Run. And I was like, well, it makes sense because I'm a hockey guy. I got hockey hair, you know? And then I carried it through to Curious Caterer, Foiled Plans, and she's like, you're keeping your hair like that, and I'm like, yeah, good to see you too, babe. Good morning. Where's the kids? Kids might give me a little more positive reinforcement here.
Wow. Whose idea was it for the hair going into Jingle Bell Run? Was it yours? So you saw the character and you're like, I'm gonna create a whole thing, or was it something you had been wanting to do for a while?
I mean, look, man, I've done like 30 something movies for Hallmark now. I feel like I got to change things up every once in a while, right?
Go
But
balls. Go balls.
let me
If
ask-
you're gonna do stuff, what
Yeah.
you should do is you should
Weren't
let
you a
us
sk- you were like a
decide.
skinhead in something in the early 2010s, weren't you?
I was, yeah,
He
yeah.
played one.
Yeah, no, he wasn't one.
He played one.
He is a drug addict scab, but not a skinhead.
Yeah, he's
Not a
skinhead.
skinhead,
No.
yeah.
But my thing, let me ask you this: you were supposed to go scholarship football, Boston College, correct? Is that all correct?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, correct.
You've played a baseball player, a hockey player. Have you played a football player yet?
I've not.
But
I've not. But at on the cruise, actually, they were asking us which movie would we want to have played that another actor has played, and I definitely put my hand up for Tyler's movie.
Oh, holiday
And- but-
touchdown.
but-
yeah.
Yeah, but I don't necessarily want to be Tyler's character. I would want to be, like the retired quarterback or kicker for if they did one with, I don't know, any East Coast team. I grew up watching the Buffalo Bills. I was a big Bills fan
Yeah.
growing up, and I got a soft spot for them.
Jim Kelly,
But-
Thurman Thomas, James Lofton,
Exactly.
These are
Bruce,
names.
Bruce Smith.
Bruce Smith
Bruce
on the
Smith.
D line. Absolutely.
But I would love to do a one of these holiday movies, and I think the movie did so well in advertising and whatnot that I think they'll probably do more of these movies coming up at some point. So
Dude, I think he would crush a role as like a guy who just like retired, like he's probably Aaron Rodgers' age, like it just retired from being quarterback and is now coaching a team. I think Andrew Walker would crush that.
Yeah.
And he knows the game. You were good enough to play Division I college football. I just, feel like it's a missed opportunity there.
yeah, no, I'm venturing back into it. My 9-year-old West is wanting to play flag football here, so I put myself down as an assistant coach. So
Okay.
It's a bit murky because I don't know if I'd want him to play tackle football.
Yeah.
Even though I wouldn't take back one day of my football life. And even though it was brief, it was like 6 years and it defined me for the next 20 or 25 years, or I mean, up until the point, even now, like 45-year-old guy, I still think of myself as a football player, as like an ex-football player. But it's funny how those like 6 years from 12 till 18, or I was actually 19 when I blew my knee out.
Yeah.
But it defined me of who I was. But it's such a great game. I love that game so much. And I was a punt returner, kick returner. And when you're by yourself
Yeah.
back there, waiting for that football to land and trying to find a seam or a gap, and you have the game in your hands, and I've ran back a bunch of touchdowns on,
That's
punt.
got to be the best feeling.
What were your thoughts on the NFL changes for the kicks? Do you think you would have run back a lot more had you played in the NFL in this year?
What a question, Brandon.
Thank you.
That's the hard hitting stuff.
This
there.
is the stuff you're only going to get
That
here.
is. That is. Only on Deck the Hallmark.
That's right.
3 years. It's taken us 3 years to ask this question. Yeah, Brad.
takes a
No,
long time for us to
I could
come
have
up
run
with the
back
good
many,
ones.
many a touchdown.
Yeah, he would have.
He would have run back many.
Did you give Tyler a hard time for being in a football movie where he doesn't touch a football? Like it's like the nerdiest possible way to be in a football movie.
I gave Tyler a tough time because he never watched a football game. He never watched a sports game in his entire life up until a year and a half ago.
That doesn't surprise me
And
one
then-
bit that he's a Chief super fan now.
Yeah, now he's
And now
walking
he's
in
a
an
Chiefs
Arrowhead, waving at people.
Super fan.
So when
Yeah.
when the Chiefs beat the Bills, your team, your longtime team, did he give you a hard time?
Well, my longtime team, the team that I have grown to love is the Chargers.
Okay.
So I feel like I almost feel like the Chargers have more hope than the Bills in a way. 'Cause I
Yes.
feel like they're just cursed.
Yeah, correct.
But no, he didn't give me a tough time. He didn't even really know that I was that much of a Bills. I'm not like I'm I'm a Bill. I fangirl a bit about the bit for the Bills, but I'm not like a
Yeah.
massive Bills fan. I'm more of a Chargers fan.
It's a good time to be a Chargers fan. Up and coming. We've not talked to you since Three Wise Men and a Baby came out. And
What?
true story.
I don't believe that.
You were here for Bramblefest in the summer, and you didn't spoil anything for us, but you did intimate that you and Tyler and Paul were going to probably do something together. And, I think you knew at the time it was going to be pretty great. And obviously you three together with Paul writing, I think it makes a lot of sense that it would be great. Did you have any idea? And this is a softball interview question that I'm sure you've been asked 1,000 times, but from the time we talked about it and you were excited about it, I'm pretty sure you were going to film it right after Bramblefest. And did you have any idea? Like, that has been like kind of like the movie of the last 3.5, 4 years of Hallmark. Did you have any idea just the footprint that was going to leave?
The second one or the first one? You're saying?
The first one.
The first one, yeah. It's crazy. It was a different time.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like cable just is not getting the numbers that it's getting anymore, and so I had no idea. And I also think that it was just timing was great. So the numbers were great. You look at the second Wise Men and, I think what the first one was, it was like a 3.8 or like 4.2 or something crazy we got.
Crazy high.
And then, the second one was like in the high twos, but Aaron Krakos was like also there. And I think Holiday Touchdown only
Barely.
had like 200,000 more,
Yeah.
views, no, I had no idea. I had no idea. I thought that we were shooting we had a little bit of lightning in a bottle, and Paul, myself, and Tyler, we definitely we jive on set, and those two guys on set, like Paul is one of the smartest, guys and actors, and he's so quick, and he'll throw things out, just on a whim, and you got to be on your toes. And I just wanted to rise up to those guys' level, and Tyler is very, in the best way possible, calculated in how he does things, and he goes in and he has a very fleshed out idea of who the character is. I'm a little bit of a improver, I listen very well on set, so I think that's probably the only time I listen very well. When I'm around a bunch of actors and we're in a scene. But to be on set with both those guys and realize we realized that after day one, we sat down, we were like, guys, this is going to be fun. We're doing something great here, and we feel like we're supporting each other. We're so different. There's no competition. There's no sizing each other up. So I had no idea that we to be honest, like, I feel like the second movie was a aesthetically nicer looking movie.
Yeah.
And it was like a better quality looking movie, and I like that we got to revisit these characters again. But the first movie, I think, was just so unique and different, and something that people hadn't seen before on Hallmark. So I think there was that allure as well.
Be honest. Do you regret the dance now that you got to do the dance anytime you guys are together? Do you regret the dance a little bit?
I think last Christmas Con was the last time we all got off stage and we were like, all right, boys, I think it ship sailed.
That's it.
That's it.
That's it.
I don't think we're doing this dance anymore.
Yeah. So you had to do it for 3 years.
3 years.
3-year shelf life.
Yeah.
I mean, we recreated the dance.
We did it. Yeah, we did a version of it.
Yeah,
I mean, it was a big.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, we'll have to send you that video.
I'd like to see how that went.
Yeah, I mean, we studied. We did our research.
We watched the tape.
Yeah.
It was
You watched the footage? Yeah, you watched
we
tape?
watched the footage.
And I will say,
7 o'clock in the morning?
yeah, of course. Yeah, no. We're
7:30,
Yeah, the
but,
grind don't stop. I will say kudos to Paul and the entire team for the second movie, because I do think the first movie does so much. Like, it's so different than anything Hallmark had ever done. And the second one could have tried to just get wider and broader. And instead it's like it's a deeper story about your father and some, you know, and you kind of pare down some of the romantic relationships. And so I think that's got to be pretty rewarding as an actor to, you know, for you, who, when we talked to you in 2018, was already done 1,000 of these movies. Now you're in a mystery wheel where you've got to play the same character for 6, 7, 5 times an hour and a half. So 7.5 hours of time on screen. So you get to dig into a character, and then you get this big, broad comedy that affords you the opportunity to work with great people, and then to maybe try something different in the sequel just based upon the success of the first one. So yeah, I didn't get as many views, but I like the depth of the second one, if anything. And it's a bold move for Paul and Kim, they wrote the second one too. No, Hainline.
Yeah.
Russ helped with the second one
And
too.
Russ
Right?
Hainline, yeah.
But like
I was gonna say, don't forget Kim. Kim
Yes.
is the one that brings all the heart to these movies. Like any speech that has, you know, this depth to it, and it is Kim. You know, and Paul is the humor.
Yeah.
And then Russell, what he brought, I think, what was great. He opened up the world a lot more. He like broke it open. Russell's movies are
Yes.
this guy's on fire right now. Like Santa Claus, again, like awesome looking movie.
Hot Frosty.
Hot Frosty over on Netflix.
Hot Frosty.
Santa Summit he did, which is fantastic.
Yeah. But the three of them together are, you know, they really did a great job, and you got to swallow your pride a little bit when you're writing you're writing for yourself. And Paul and Kimberly, what was awesome is they didn't let their egos get in the way of allowing Russell to bring what he wanted to bring to the story. And I think like Hallmark right now, it's a tough world, and I want to give credit to like everybody who's writing these movies and producing these movies, because what Hallmark wants, they want big concept but traditional stories that are always different. How do you recreate yourself constantly and try to bring that like high concept movie story and while making it familiar to people that don't want to sit down and go, this is not what I expect at Christmas time, and I they're just not. Yeah, they want familiarity. So I think it's just an interesting and exciting and scary time for, if you're a writer or a producer, you always want to try to one up the next one that you've done.
Right.
So
as somebody who's been around Hallmark for a while, lots of iterations, lots of leadership changes, lots of new things going on with the story, such as through Three Wise Men a couple years ago, kind of being this new thing that they're trying with these stars, and then like bringing comedy into it, which Hallmark didn't do for so long and stuff like that. Is there, any type of story that you haven't seen on Hallmark or haven't gotten to do yet that would kind of be the next phase that you could kind of see the network going in? And it's okay if you don't have an answer for this question, but as somebody who I feel like has been in every possible type of Hallmark movie, do you have an idea of like what could possibly be the next thing that would make sense in the Hallmark space?
Yeah, man. I mean, I think there's like 5 concepts that I've heard, talked to people about, and also that I've pitched to Hallmark in the past 3-4 months that are those ideas. There's so many different storylines. Like if you think of all the reality TV shows out there and all of and I'm talking like, more like National Geographic, and I don't even know what network it airs on, but like TLC, not TLC, what was it? But there's so, when you look at there's so many ideas, so many high concept shows out there, and you just adapt, change characters, do a few different, add a few different things, different layers, and give it to a smart writer to put it in Hallmark format, and there's so many different subjects that we can still do.
Are you gonna give them to us so that we can steal them and pitch them?
Yeah.
Yeah, you bet.
Thanks, buddy. We'll talk after. We'll talk off there.
We'll talk afterwards.
Yeah. So you're going the Safari movie and For Love and Honey. Did you get to take your family with you? Did they get to travel with you for those, or was that like during school and they couldn't go?
my family can always come with me, you know. But yeah, my boys are in school, and but Cassandra always comes with me on on these trips, on these destination places that I get to go. You know, and like it was Malta, South Africa,
Man.
Italy. Where was I in Ireland this past year
Mm-hmm.
for Reluctant Royal that airs next weekend. So she'll come at the very end whenever I shoot, and my dad and my sisters have come with me as well on these trips. The past 3 times I've gone away because my mom passed, you know, 3 years ago, and I just feel like time with my dad is fleeting, and my sister is there caregiving for my dad, and I was like, you know, I don't know how long that's gonna last for. So Jen, Dad, come with me, and they'll spend a week or like 8 days, and then they leave, and it's great because my sister just goes off and does things with my dad. I get together with them on the weekends,
That's
and
awesome.
then my wife will come at the very end. Yeah, man, it's like when else am I going to do this? When will I have the opportunity as well for my dad and my sister to come, and I just get a little extra, you know, a larger place that they can come live with me, and the bill is fronted by the production, and I get to hang out with them. And
Little vacation.
Now,
Yes.
I got to hang out with your dad on the cruise last January. We spent my birthday together. I felt like we kind of had to. At
was a
least
dream
to
come
start,
true
at
for
least-
Andrew's dad.
Well, yeah, I was just
Yeah,
like at least
yeah.
at the very least like a budding friendship for sure. Has he asked about me?
Well, weren't you guys? You guys aren't tech. You're not.
He didn't give me his
You're not
number.
texting?
That's
I
unbelievable.
gave him my
Yeah.
number,
Oh, he did?
and he said I'll be
Yeah,
in
yeah.
touch. And so I don't know if I
He's
just
a little
maybe
bougie about that. Yeah,
So he's not
Um,
asking about me, is what you're saying?
he's been asking about you ever since that day, Bran.
Yeah, we had a
He's-
pretty
yeah.
good time. We
You had a-
we
you had a
partied
moment.
hard.
He's a big time partier.
Yeah,
Big time party.
Bruce.
love
Bruce
that guy.
Walker.
Love that
Oh
guy.
yeah. No,
Speaking,
he's
go
very
ahead.
good.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, he's great. He's doing well, and he keeps asking me about when my next destination movie's coming.
Yeah,
Of course.
I bet. He
I
is.
bet the
bet he is.
sisters are too.
Yeah. Now you.
What, did you book something in Australia or New Zealand, Andrew?
Oh, it's just in Toronto. All right.
Okay.
Whatever.
Vancouver again, huh?
They're
All right.
disappointed.
Vancouver again.
Disappointed. Going back, like I feel like you have done every possible fan thing that you can do, from Christmas Con to Rama Drama to doing your own cruise to the Hallmark cruise to the Christmas thing that Hallmark did this past holiday season. You are always down to Bramblefest.
Bramblefest. The best of them.
I was
Yeah, of
saving
course.
the best for
Best of
last.
the best.
Yeah. You're always willing and down to spend time with your fans, and like ample time. Like, yeah, I feel like no one gives more time than you do. Like, even just going on the cruise and just being as open to whatever as you were was incredible to see. What is it about like all of these fan things that you've done over the past few years that makes you keep wanting to do them? Aside from, of course, the money, which to be clear to everybody, it is mainly the money for him, and he's told me as much.
Yeah. Moneybags Walker is what they call him.
But time also matters. So like being like you continue to go on these things. What is it about these things that makes you want to keep interacting with fans in that way?
Well, it's money and optics. I just want people to think that I'm a good guy.
Yes,
The
I forgot.
optics. Yeah. Not going to sell a lot of Envy apples. We haven't mentioned that, which is
Oh, yeah.
part of his contract.
Yeah. Are you still
we
got a
did
contract
this.
with them?
We got to do Envy
Mhm.
apples. As
Okay,
well.
yeah, Envy
Yeah,
apples.
we're coming down to the end of the contract right now. So
All
I
right,
don't
come on
know,
in a couple
you know.
months and you can tell us how you really feel about Envy apples.
Exactly. Man, come on. Like the stories, the people, it dates back to the first Christmas con when I first started hearing people's stories, what brought them to Hallmark and why they watch these movies. Bran, why did you start watching these movies? You know, it's a feeling. It is a lifestyle. It's, you know, people have gone through so many hard times watching these movies, and it's this community is unlike any other. I can't, you know, I'm not going to go work for Netflix and have people coming over to my booth, you know, telling me stories because of my Netflix movie or ABC, NBC, whatever it is. haven't cultivated the same community the way that Hallmark has. And there's definitely a special place in my heart now for everybody. And now it's familiarity. Like I know people now. I have like relationships with these people, and I am asking about how their grandkids are, or how their daughter is now, or how they, what they've done now with the job like how the job interview went that they said that they were going on. But there's relationships now that have formed, and I've seen generations of women come over to my booth, down to the granddaughter, and now the granddaughter is in her late teens, and she's going on, she's last year of high school, going, picking the college that she's going to go to. And I've seen these people grow up and get older, and so it's a big fan base of friends now, and I think the ones that I haven't met, that's also who I'm interested in meeting. So like all of these different fan experiences, the cruise was somewhere I'd never been around so many people so many fans that loved Hallmark so much. And to be honest, I lost track of where I was sometimes. Like I left the ship and I had to run back in to grab my ID because I forgot it upstairs. And I went back in by myself. And all of a sudden, like, it wasn't like our cruise brand where we carved out 250 people that were there for us.
Right.
This was 2,900 people that were there for 9 of us or whatever it was, 10 of us. And so I walked back in the cruise ship, and immediately I was met with a wall of people, and they started going like, "Oh my gosh, Andrew, walk! Andrew's here!" And then it just like went from wall to wall. It was just like layers of people that I had to get through to get to the elevator, and it was wild. Yeah. And the security guard said that the people that ran the security detail that ran the ship, they said they had never seen anything like this. The only thing that compared to it was the Kiss cruise.
Oh,
the Kiss cruise,
like
wow.
the band.
Like the band.
It wasn't a cruise where everybody just kisses all the time.
I don't know, man.
It's the Kiss cruise.
That was the cruise. The other cruise that Andrew and I went on. It was the Kiss cruise.
That was the other cruise. Yeah. So it's wild, in this world. I never knew this was gonna be. This is where things would go. 10 years ago, when I was doing these movies, I just was doing these really sweet movies that were fun, and it is vulnerable to play a version of yourself and to fall in love on camera, and to find those moments with this person that you've only had 3 days of getting to know. Maybe you went out for dinner and you had a table read with the director, and then the next day you're on set and you have to kiss this girl. It's like, it's just wild. But you have to find, you're going on this journey. I had no idea that it was going to get to this place now. And also, I had no idea that Hallmark has done such a great job, and Annie Howell, the head of communications, has done such a great job in bringing all of us, the core group of actors, all together over and over and over again. So now my peers are, already I like these people, but now they're best friends. We're on text message threads together, and Ben Ayers become a really good friend. Chris, I always liked Chris, but now Chris and I went on that cruise together. We talk all the time. He was doing the fandom thing that he just did, which I thought was really smart. Paul, Kimberly, they've always been friends of mine, but now I see them a ton, especially living in Vancouver. It's awesome that we get to spend all this time together. So,
Andrew, this has been, you're amazing. This has been great. We've talked really, really glowingly about you, your products, your personality. You're playing a mechanic from Philadelphia that marries a princess this Saturday. What?
I don't marry the princess. I don't marry a princess.
All right.
Yeah.
I just assumed by this weird poster that was what was happening, because you have a crown on your head, and you have some dirt smudged, and it says, the first line says, "You're a Philly mechanic named Johnny." Did you go with an accent?
Yeah.
I mean, what are we doing here?
No. So I'm from the East Coast. I already have like a little bit of East Coast cadence in the way I talk.
Yeah.
I'm already like, there's a bit of a sharpness about me. So I'm not a West Coast. Yeah, Chris is like,
Yeah.
Southern. He's like, if he brings out that bit of, if he pushes the Southern a bit more without doing a full blown accent, he's Southern.
Yep.
Yep.
Reno.
That's what I
Pride
did
of
with Johnny.
Reno. Yeah.
That's what Reno. Yeah, Reno.
Yeah, but he's at
but that's what I
Southwest.
did.
He can do Southern very easily, and he can do California very easily. You're right.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
completely.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just kind of, pushed the East Coast guy a little bit more, But I marry I don't marry. I get together with the Duchess hand.
The Duchess
So it's-
hand.
The Duchess
What
hand.
about the rest of her body?
Is it just the hand you're interested in?
All right, you little weirdo.
All right, it's drug addict scab just
He's
in the
nuts out
hands
there.
over here.
Yeah, with the hands, baby.
Now I don't know. I don't know.
Some people have foot fetishes.
Give me that hand.
Give me that pinky.
Oh boy.
Specific to the
You got
pinky.
really weird.
Now the movie we just watched.
Yeah, that's
the
my next
Royal
question. Go ahead.
We.
Yeah.
The Royal We ends with the couple at the end of the movie. They're planning their wedding, and
You're invited.
you're invited.
Philly mechanic.
Do you
who loves
know
the
about
hands.
this? Do you know that the movies are connected?
I know they're connected. I didn't know that that's how they connected our movie with the Royal We.
Yeah.
And I should watch the Royal We.
Yeah.
Well,
definitely.
How did you guys like it? What's the Deck the Hallmarks?
I quite enjoyed it, and
Opinion.
I'm not typically a big royal movie fan. That's not the vibe for me. But it worked overall. I felt like the first half was really strong before they made it back to their families when they were first starting to get to know each other. I thought it was really good. But I'm intrigued. I didn't know that the movies were connected. They like there's no like theme this month like Love You area or whatever. And so I just thought these were three random royal movies.
Yeah,
but
they didn't
apparently not.
advertise it as being connected, and I thought, royal movies tend to all go the exact same way, even for Hallmark movies. And there are a couple decent royal movies. One, Royal Holiday, is good. Crown for Christmas from way back when with Danica is good, but Mallory Jansen, the movie didn't really work for me, but Mallory Jansen gets to speak in an American accent, a British accent, and in French in the movie, and she
Show off.
handles all of it so incredibly well. That was the highlight of the Royal We for me. The ending was weird. Like they kiss and then there's two more scenes and the last scene is a wedding planning scene and they show your picture on the screen. Like it's very like they do it on purpose. It's like we've got and they show the picture of the dude from the other movie. And so it's just like, all right, well, I guess these movies are connected. This is a weird way to end a movie, but I guess you guys are going to connect it in a different way.
This was we are connecting in a different way, and this was something that came on day 13 of 15 days that we were like, oh, we got to shoot a whole other like two more scenes at the end of our last day that we're trying to like. We didn't make two of our days. We had scenes that were pushed back because of weather and hours. Ireland is a very finicky place to shoot. You have to go around to each crew member at the end of your day. If you want to go overtime, you have to ask each crew member one by one if they are willing to go into overtime.
That's a
and if
union
one
right
person
there.
if one person says no, they are free to go. And most of the time, people are like, you know what? No, I want to go home and have dinner with my family.
Amazing.
But it's amazing. It's amazing. But a lot of the time, you're shooting 10-hour days, and so you're essentially losing 2.5 days at the end of your shoot.
Wow.
So we were asked to. This is wild, guys. Outside, we have this fledgling eagle that is sitting there, and his parents come around every once in a while. But he just killed a bird. And he's eating a bird.
He's just eating a bird.
Yeah. We watched this all day yesterday. It's like Nat Geo out here.
Wow.
But anyway, so they asked us on day 13 to add this, and I think it was something that Hallmark just kind of came up with. How are we going to connect these royal movies this year? Let's do something fun. And it was a bit stressful, but I'm sure it felt a bit disconjointed with how they fit it in, at the end of the movie.
So when you signed up for the movie, you didn't know that it was going to be part of a royal verse or a bigger thing?
I did once they sent us the breakdown
Oh, okay.
Okay.
of what they were asking for. But I didn't know that this was something we were going to do on day one of us shooting the movie. And this was so Bran, you were asking me, have I done something and have I not done something in Hallmark that I've wanted to do? I've always wanted to do a royal movie, but I'm not a prince. I don't think I'm going to play a good prince. So
What are you
Oh
talking
my
about?
God,
You're not
he's
going to play
made to be a prince.
What
Look
are
at
you
this guy.
talking about? You're
you got throw a European guy in there. There's too many great English actors, Australian actors.
Is your concern that you don't think you can do an English accent? Is that it?
Don't you speak
No,
French?
I'm a little rough around the edges. I'm a little more blue collar.
Andrew. What are you talking about? You're rough around the edges.
But Andrew, don't you speak French? Am I mistaken there?
Poorly, but yes.
Like Quebecian French, right?
Quebecian French.
Yes. See, you could be like a French prince pretty easily, right?
You don't want to watch an entire movie with me speaking French.
What about a French speaking English in a French accent? Could you do that?
Yeah, maybe. I could do anything. Dan, honestly, I feel like I could do anything.
See, now he's talked himself back into
There we
it.
go.
That's the Andrew Walker I know.
That's what I'm
I could
talking
I could play a prince. I don't know what I'm talking about.
That was stupid. Hey, can
But I had
sorry.
this idea with Reluctant Royal. I wanted to do a different take on a royal movie, and so it was this guy, this mechanic from South Philly, who ends up finding out that he's of royal descent. His dad had a fling with the mom in Philly, and then left because he was forced by his parents. And basically just like there was so many unanswered questions, and I never even knew anything about my dad. My mom had told me a little bit about him, but we just never really talked about it, because she met another guy, and I was raised by a different man, and so in comes the hand.
There it is,
comes
the
the
hand.
hand.
So
You're a
hand.
mechanic in the movie, yes?
that's right.
I'm a mechanic in the movie.
Did you do a lot of mechanic research?
Nothing but mechanic research.
Yeah.
All right, really quickly.
I should have done more
Current
Prince research.
gasoline-powered cars have two-stroke engines. True or false?
False.
You're correct.
That's really good.
Antifreeze cools your engine. True or false?
True.
It's true. Okay, I think you did it.
I feel
See
good
that?
about it.
We're good, right?
That was it.
I've been out to eat with you a few times. Have you ever had a Philly cheesesteak in your life?
I have not.
Man.
And we stopped in Philly. We stopped because I'm not gonna have a Philly cheesesteak in Chicago.
Yeah, yeah. You got to
you
have a
know,
real deal one. Yeah.
You gotta have a real deal one. And we stopped in Philadelphia when we did this bus tour a few months ago. And I was looking forward to stopping at a Philly cheesesteak to get a Philly cheesesteak at a proper spot. And we were just we were in and out. So couldn't do it. But I'll be back.
He'll be back.
It'll happen.
That's disappointing.
That's
Do you have any other questions about the royal hand or whatever? It's
I don't. It's the reluctant royal. Is that what it's
Reluctant
called?
royal.
Reluctant
Yeah, I
royal.
want to make sure we get it right. I will say the fact that you're the one that's royal is like more in, like I think we may have done that in the
We did
previous
a
episode, and
synopsis,
I
yep.
forgot about that.
Yeah.
So a Philly mechanic who is also royal.
royal adjacent.
That's different.
yes.
Than I think we normally
Yes.
get in the royal movies.
It's different.
So and that's coming out.
And
this
then I
Saturday.
get
So,
yeah, and I have to go through this this whole like cleaning up, process. She's teaching me how to become a royal.
do you get a
It's
she's
really
all
fun.
a she's all that moment where you walk down the stairs
Exactly,
and they've removed your
exactly.
glasses and they
That's-
play Sixpence None the
that's
Richer
exactly
and
what
they're
it
like, oh my God, Andrew Walker's hot. Can you believe it?
Yeah, that's it. Just wipe the grease off my face.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, this guy actually is like he's a 10. I thought he was a 1. He's a 10.
One.
Can you believe it?
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly. Yeah, that's exactly it.
Let's not go 10. He's an 8.
I mean,
at least.
2.5.
he's a Hallmark 10.
Okay. He's a Philly He's a Philly
I don't know
7.
this. I don't know the.
I don't know.
He's
how
a
that-
Philly
A
7.
Philly
I don't
7.
know
I
how
don't know
the
the
ma-
instruction rate.
We'll
whatever.
look it up afterwards. I don't know how the
It's conversion rate.
Yeah.
That's what the word.
Should we
Philly
wrap?
7 doesn't sound too great, does it? It's,
Yeah, you think better? Is Philly known for having really attractive?
Philly
dudes?
is known for having more attractive men than Hallmark does. That's
Yeah.
what I just kind of broke down.
So this is
I know.
we should have gotten in touch with you, Andrew. Last time when we went to Christmas Con in 24, after it ended on one day, we drove. We got a 9 o'clock reservation in Philadelphia, and we drove because this place has $100 cheesesteak. It's like Wagyu beef with like foie gras. It was like this cheese sauce. So we did Christmas Con all day. I think it was on Friday.
no, it was Thursday. It was when we got there.
It was
Yes.
Thursday before Christmas Con. And then we drove to Philly that evening and we did the $100, it was like $150 cheesesteak. We all split it and ate some of it and drove back. And so you missed out. You could have come
But
with
that's
us.
not. That was not an authentic. Like,
where was the phone call, guys?
Yeah, that's true. Well, we didn't ask him. I
You didn't even ask me.
didn't
I
even
didn't
ask.
get no text messages.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if that's true.
Brand may have texted you.
Yeah.
We don't know.
No, I didn't.
Yeah. Oh well.
I'll go back.
No,
Brad.
I just went back and I looked.
What do you want? How'd you
The
say
only
you wanted
thing.
to-
The only thing.
So
I
how was it?
The
It
only
was.
thing-
I
How
mean,
was
like
the food?
I would. I would not call it. The restaurant was amazing. It's one of the best like restaurants I've been to. The steak sandwich was just too nice. It's not what you want in a steak sub. Like you want it to be messy and greasy, and it all melds together and tastes like one thing. It wasn't that. The steak was too rich. But the restaurant, what's the name of the restaurant? Prime something? Barclay Prime. Barclay Prime. Shout out to Barclay Prime. The service amazing, the food amazing. The steak sub I would not get again. I would rather just go to one of these hole in the walls in Philadelphia and get a
Exactly.
a steak sub.
You got to go hole in the wall.
Got
you got it.
Yeah.
You got to go hole in the wall, and you can't go to the one that's advertised the most. It's like I did the same thing with fish and chips in Ireland. I went to like the spot.
Yeah.
That's been there for 150 years, and to be honest, I had a better fish and chips at like another hole in the wall spot that was kind of like it was known but not really known. It was known for known to locals. My driver told me about it. He's like,
Yeah.
yeah, don't go to that spot. Go to this other spot.
That's so true, man. My family and I went to London last March, and the fish and chips place that was the tourist place, I had like fish and chips at 4 different places, and that one was
Yep.
the worst one. The one that it was like,
the worst one.
this is where all these celebrities stop and go, and it's like pictures all over the wall. Like,
Yeah.
that's not where you go. So we will figure it out.
We'll figure it out. We'll
Yeah.
figure it out.
And then maybe text me.
Yeah,
when you
yeah,
guys
yeah,
figure it
yeah,
out.
yeah, of course.
Maybe invite me
You
to
wouldn't
it.
have gone with
There's
us.
no way.
Andrew, you wouldn't have
the
gone with us.
Thursday night before Christmas.
You don't know
Con,
that, Brand. You
you're
don't know
road
that.
tripping to Philadelphia with us. There's no way. I
Maybe-
Yeah, give me a
maybe-
choice, guys.
Maybe
Give me a
it's
choice.
because I've
I
asked
don't
you to
have
do
a choice
stuff.
to do it now.
You never say yes to me. You always say
Yeah.
no. That's what I
You
said
just
earlier.
said yes.
No.
You just said I always say yes.
I didn't
Yeah.
say anything
And
like
you just
that.
told me that I always say yes to
That's
you.
right.
as
That's
well.
true. He says yes to everything.
So I
That's
never got a
true.
text message.
I don't recall that.
Yeah.
I don't remember saying that at all. Putting words in my mouth.
Oh man.
Shall we rapid fire?
We should rapid fire for sure.
We each get to ask you 3 questions about anything. It's very different from what we've been doing because of the speed in which we do it, unless we don't do it fast. Dan?
Yeah, Andrew, in 2008, you were on episodes of Big Bang Theory, CSI New York, and CSI Miami. Which of those should I go watch with you in it?
CSI New York.
New York. Why is that? Is that where you really got to show your stuff?
Yeah, I think yeah. CSI Miami. CSI Miami was okay too. I think but New York, I played this attorney, this shady attorney, and I had some really good scenes with
Gary Sinise?
no, the black guy on the show. What's his name?
You only have one?
Great actor.
Okay.
Is big time into politics.
Hill Harper?
Hill Harper.
That's him.
Yeah, Hill was really good.
All right.
Really good to work with, and we had some. Yeah, we had
There you
some,
go.
I don't know.
No,
Miami or New York. Go to Miami and then go to New York.
go to both.
Yeah.
Do both. Do
Go
a
to
little. Just watch. Just 2 hours of my time. I got it.
That's
You
exactly-
got a lot of time on your hands, Dan.
That's right.
That's right. The Oscars were this past weekend. Have you ever been to the Oscars or an Oscar party?
I've been to an Oscar party.
Yeah. What was the Oscar
Yep.
party?
It was the Vanity Fair.
Wow.
Ooh, how was it?
Yeah.
Shout out.
Yep, back in 2002.
2002.
Is that Chicago? What year? What was the big movie that year? Probably, I don't know.
I was in a TV show called Maybe It's Me.
Okay.
It
Wow.
was on the CW
Okay.
on Friday nights, and yeah, I'd done about 20 episodes of this. It was we were like done the first season, and there was a bit of hype around the show and my character, and so they sent in. I was working with this publicist, and they gave me an invite.
Vanity
Did you
Fair.
see? Did you see anything crazy? You see anything nuts in there?
I saw a lot of actors.
A lot of actors.
A lot of actors.
A lot of actors, if you can believe
Nothing
it.
crazy. Nothing. No, not there. I never saw crazy things there.
Not there.
Did
I've
you
been-
go ahead?
I've been to like the mansion and stuff, and that was wild.
Wow.
I've been to the play. That was
You've been to the
was
Playboy
kind of a-
Mansion.
yeah, that was kind of a great Hollywood moment.
Well, how'd that happen?
This isn't rapid fire, but I'm here
yeah,
for it.
yeah. Now that we're here, how'd that happen?
The only way this thing works is if you go fast. You just said that.
Yeah, but now we're here. How'd that happen?
We've slowed the rapid fire down.
How did that happen? My manager got me an invite,
Wow.
and he was coming into town, and we went together.
There you
with,
have
with
it.
another friend.
That's cool.
Yeah, I don't even know how that happened. To be honest, I don't even know how I'm sitting here right now, Brand.
Fair.
That's fair.
Yeah,
Did you
how do things happen?
how do things happen?
That's a really
How-
good question.
Yeah.
Andrew, did you see any of the Best Picture nominees for this year at the Oscars? And if so, which one was your favorite? And
Look,
if
I
not,
only
if
watched-
not,
I
when's the
only-
last time you went to the movie theater to see a movie?
It's a good question, and they brought it up. It was what's his face at the very end of the show, who won Best Actor, Adrian Brody, who said, no, was it Adrian Brody who said to go? We got to go back. We got to get back into the theaters.
It was the
Sean Baker.
Sean Baker.
Sean
yeah.
Baker. Yes.
Sean Baker. Sean
Yes,
Baker
a
said,
wonderful plea to go back to the movies.
That's right.
go back to the movies. I've been to the movie. I went to the movies around 6-7 months ago with my kids to see. It was either the last Despicable Me or whatever
Yeah. One
Disney
of those.
movie. I've been for my kids more than
Yeah.
I have for myself because I've been flying so much. I went to Thailand with my family, and so I watched 7 movies on the flight there. I watched 6 movies on the flight back. I've watched a lot of movies, but I just haven't gone to the theater.
Fair.
Well,
And
that's
I
what
saw-
Sean
I
Baker
saw the
said.
movies-
Sean Baker said, "Go to the theater as much as you can, or just watch them in the sky."
Yeah.
that you missed.
the
That
sky.
there was a little
Yeah,
thing at the
yeah,
end.
like
a little
Chris
tag.
Nolan, he's watching on the tiny screen. He doesn't care.
Yeah, that's it. But I have to see Anora for sure now. It's been on my watch list, and The Brutalist. I want to see these movies. I can't believe I haven't. I have the SAG screeners now that's expired. I haven't watched any of them, but I watched Sing Sing on the airplane. Not that it was nominated it was nominated, I think, for Best Director maybe.
Yeah.
But it was an unbelievable movie, and the guy that played the lead, what's his name? Not
Coleman Domingo?
Coleman Domingo.
Coleman.
Yeah.
Coleman. Oh man, that guy is a phenomenal actor. What a performance in that movie.
Amazing.
That's
So-
that was Brand's favorite movie
I love that movie.
from last year.
Yeah. It was
Dude,
beautiful.
Brand, that's your favorite movie?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
That
from
was-
last year. Yeah.
Yeah,
phenomenal.
that was unreal. I loved that movie. It's just, it wasn't heavy too. It was like it was emotional, but it had such a positive message to it in a way, like hope.
Yeah.
And creating hope in a moment of despair, and yeah, I loved it so much. And Coleman was this powerhouse.
You should get him to do a homework movie with you.
Yeah, just text him.
Coleman, my guy. I
That's
love
the play.
He's incredible. He's so good. Is it my turn? or
Yeah,
is
it's
it
your turn.
Oh, sorry. Let's do this. Kill, Mary.
It's Mary Kill Baxter is what we do around here.
Yeah, let's do that. And I'm going to give you 3 foods. You have to kill one, you can marry one, and then you can just have one be your little side piece there. Mac and cheese, Domino's pizza,
Do you have a dessert?
chocolate milk. Yoo-hoo. A yoo-hoo.
A yoo-hoo? Get rid of
A
it.
yoo-hoo?
Yeah, kill the yoo-hoo.
I'll kill yoo-hoo.
Yeah, easy.
Mac and cheese is my side piece, and I'll marry Domino's pepperoni pizza. You said?
That's
Any
fine.
pizza,
Any
yeah.
pizza. You can pick your own.
Yeah, I'll marry the pizza.
Andrew's had 1 pizza in his life, so he's due. My last question, Andrew. You said fledgling eagle. Is he all right? Is he going to make it? What's going on out there?
Can you show it
Yeah.
to us?
Juvenile. Sorry, juvenile.
A juvenile. So he's just
Juvenile.
little. So
He's little, but he's big, but just brown. They don't have the colors yet.
oh wow.
They look a little disheveled as well. They got like gaps in their
Like it's
fur.
been a tough day at the office. Like
Really tough day at the
probably
office.
every American eagle should look right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's tough. What was one thing that you had in Ireland that you are like, next time I go to Ireland, I got to go back to this place or eat this thing or whatever it is that you just can't get anywhere else?
The whiskey bars. There was this whiskey bar I went to in Dingle, which is actually the t-shirt
Dingle.
that I'm wearing right now. Yeah. Bean and Dingle.
Oh, Bean and Dingle coffee
Yeah,
roasters.
great coffee spot. But we went to this whiskey bar, and they do these hybrid kind of bars where you go in and there'll be a leather worker on the left and whiskey on the right, and you sit, grab your whiskey, and you watch the leather worker make a belt or fix the shoe or whatever. And then there's a hardware store that does the same thing, and you walk in and same deal, you just grab your whiskey. But there was so many good whiskeys, and they were so smooth. And there's a great distillery there called the Dingle Distillery. But you can't get that anywhere else.
You can't get the Dingle
Just
anywhere else.
The wood, been around for 300 years. You just can't get that anywhere else.
Yeah.
And the fish and chips.
Oh yeah, a good fish and chips, can't beat it.
Can't beat it.
The best.
Andrew Walker, we love you. Also, we love
Love
to
you guys.
spotlight different nonprofits.
Yeah, we didn't tell you
and
this till
I
just
did.
now.
I
Oh, you
told
did?
them.
Oh, great. Awesome.
And donate on your behalf. Is there a nonprofit that you would like to spotlight before we leave?
I think it's timely. The Reach Out Worldwide, ROWW, John Brotherton was doing a lot of work with this charity organization in California for the cleanup, with the fires.
Yeah.
And they go through multiple phases. So they were doing donations, and now they're actually going through the cleanup. They're going into these areas and helping clean up the ash and just getting it prepared to however long it's going to take. I mean, obviously it's the earth is contaminated now. But they are a phenomenal organization, boots on the ground. They get their hands dirty, and they've done some incredible work right now. So ROWW.org.
Done and done. Donated
that?
$100.
Thanks, guys. That's
Everybody
really
reach out.
sweet of you.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Speaking of which, how's everything going down there? How's the recovery been from the floodings and stuff?
Well, we are pretty much recovered here in
Yeah.
downtown Greenville. Asheville's still a long way to go. Western North Carolina is still a long way to go. Major roads still closed. A lot of stuff is a long way. And now we're dealing with wildfires here, which is pretty crazy. Not in Greenville. Downtown Greenville is pretty good, but there's now we're at 175 different wildfires currently. It's supposed to rain really good in the area on Wednesday. We usually get a lot of rain
Okay.
around here.
Yeah, it's
But
not like
a lot
LA.
we don't usually deal with wildfires around here. But right now, on top of the hurricane stuff, as of the last 36 hours, the wildfires are starting to get out of control. So it won't affect us proper here in Greenville, but in our surrounding area, if you could keep us in your thoughts, that would be fantastic.
Absolutely,
Yeah,
man.
man.
Yeah.
But your
Okay,
house that
sorry
you
to hear that.
have in LA, it was good. It made it through.
It was good. Yeah, we were compromised for a minute, but we were good. It got real scary because the wind was so bad that they couldn't have the helicopters go up and drop
Oh, my
water. So
goodness.
we were just basically at a standstill, watching these fires, come in faster than they've ever because the wind.
Were you
But we
in
were-
LA
we were
at the time, or
sandwiched.
were you in Vancouver when all that was happening?
I was in Vancouver.
Okay. So you're just
But
having
we
to
were-
watch it from afar, though, which is
Sheesh.
Well, we were on live chats with our neighbors.
yeah.
And Cassandra has a fire app that she's following, these fires and how much they're contained and whatnot. So it's got a little hairy, man, but yeah, I can't imagine what these areas look like. And even if I was in LA, I don't know if I'd want to drive through and see the damage, the destruction. I feel so bad. Our buddy Cameron Matheson losing his house, and we know 12 people that have lost their homes.
That's unbelievable.
It's crazy.
So
Everybody get
it's
out there and donate. Still in need. I just did it just now. So we're
Well, there you go.
Thanks,
Andrew,
man.
we look forward to seeing the Royal Hand this Saturday.
Oh man,
Reluctant Royal.
Reluctant
Come on.
Royal.
we're
man.
not cruising. We're not cruising together again. You keep doing this to me. We're not cruising together.
No. Hey, I'll cruise again if you cruise again.
There you go. Gauntlet thrown.
And we had a great
Stop-
time. You and I had a great
Stop
time.
Stop butchering my movie's name.
The reluctant,
He only makes 5
Royal.
a year.
the reluctant royal. The reluctant royal. And listen. You know what you want to do? I bet I could bring up a movie and that you were in, and you wouldn't even know the title.
Why are you going to do that to me as well?
Yeah, that's just mean spirited.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm
I
sorry.
could have said on this. I could have said on this podcast that I've had a Philly cheesesteak sandwich before if I got a text message from you.
Yeah, that's true.
But
That's
now
true.
I can't.
Yeah.
Now
yeah,
I
yeah.
can't.
Yeah. We really should have texted him because when he couldn't make it, we could have just held it over his head today.
Over my head.
That's right.
Exactly.
It
But
would have
now
been
you can't.
such a win.
Now I got you. Now
Yeah,
I got you.
That's right.
does
It's
have
true.
me. He does
Yeah,
have me.
he's got us.
Despite
You're the best, man.
what it seems right now, I love you very
You're
much.
the best, dude. We love you.
You guys are the best. Congrats on everything, eh?
Well,
Look at you.
look at us.
Living the dream.
Until next time, we'll be the first to wish you a Merry Christmas.
The Ramble Jam podcast is produced by Aaron Shea. For more information on Deck the Hallmark, you can go to deckthehallmark.com. For more information on the Deck the Hallmark family, you can go to bramblejamplus.com. Deck the Hallmark is presented by Philo TV. For a free trial of Philo, go to philo.tv/DTH.